Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. This is Bring It in the House podcast show where we spotlight musicians, entertainers, artists, and leaders. I'm your host for tonight, and we have a fantastic guest. He's from the M-Town. Guys, he is a professor, University of Memphis. He's a musician, producer, two-time Grammy Award nominee. Let's give it up for Mr. Kurt Clayton. We know him as KC.
What up, Mill?
Hey, man. It's so good to see you. And
I know.
Man, it's been some years. I remember when I first met you at my ex-husband's studio, Fritos Production in Memphis.
Fritos.
Yeah, shout out. Yeah, and since then, I mean, you have grown by leaps and bounds, and you were already on that path to success. Before we get started, tell everyone your alma mater, where you graduated from.
Hamilton. Come on.
Hamilton High School?
Hamilton
really?
High School. Yes.
Oh my gosh, so many talented people come from Hamilton. Yeah, Wildcats.
Yeah, don't you see this blue in my studio? I got it. Come on.
Like I said, we met in Memphis way back in the day, and since then you've worked with so many big names like the Bar-Kays, Regina Belle, Mickey Howard, and the list goes on. Just give us a little backstory, Kurt, on how it all transitioned from producer and then professor, and now producing and professor, and all of that in one, man.
Growing up in Memphis, music is always around, and even back then, like you said earlier, I was a young producer trying to, cut my teeth, as they say, and at the same time, I was playing in the clubs all the time. I had a group back in the day called SRO, Standing Room Only, and later I had a group, Just Friends, used to back up Chick Rogers and Ruby Wilson and all those people, and then a local promoter by the name of Mike Powell, Fresh Idea, used to have these different shows. He would bring in these national artists, but he would need a band, a local band to back them. And so I would be the musical director for it, and that's how I met Glenn Jones and Howard Hewitt and Cooper and Alex Bouillon and all these people, and meeting those people and doing those particular shows, I later became their musical directors, and later on I became musical director for the Bar-Kays, who's Memphis legends, James Alexander and Larry Dodson and the guys, and then being out there touring with them on those old school tours, you meet, the Gap Band and SOS and Lakeside and all those guys. And periodically, what would happen, ironically, and everything is a blessing. I truly believe everything happens for a reason. There was one time with the Gap Band, their keyboard player couldn't make the gig. So they asked me, "Hey, the show, can you sit in with us?" And I'm like, "Sure." So I did that once, and then next thing I know, a few weeks later, Confunction had a show. We were all in Oklahoma City. Bar-Kays, Confunction, Cameo, whatever. And their keyboard player couldn't make it. And they called me and said, "Hey, listen, since you're going to be here with the Bar-Kays, can you sit in with us?" And I'm like, "Sure." So they sent me their show. I never rehearsed with them. And we met at Soundcheck, and I did the show, and they were like, "Hey, we got a few more dates." And about 6 months later, they said, "Well, hey, would you, how would you feel about
staying on?"
Yeah, staying on. And 20 plus years later, I'm still musical director for
Let's give this man some love. That is beautiful.
Yeah, so it's been a blessing. So with the function and still musical director for Howard Hewitt and Glenn Jones, Regina Bell. Now I'm getting ready to do some things with Karen White as well. So we got a lot of things going on. Yeah.
Amazing! I see her all the time on Facebook, and I'm so glad she came back. Because she was off the scene for a while there. So I love some Karen. Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, we call each other twins because we are actually born on the exact same day, exact same year. So that's my twin. That's my twin sister.
What day is that, Kurt?
October the 14th.
Okay, and you're both Libras.
Yes.
Isn't that something?
Both Libras. Yes.
Now
Howard Hughes is a Libra. Glenn Jones is a Libra. Sherelle, who I'm music director. Sherelle and Alexander O'Neill. I'm their music director as well. Sherelle's a Libra, so we're all Libra babies.
Amazing. Libras rule. They really do.
Yeah.
My mom was a Libra. My daughter is a Libra. So Libras rule.
Yes, so you already know.
Yeah. So you are a good example of, that cliche they say when preparedness meets opportunity. That's what my former pastor used to say. I may be saying it backwards. Opportunity meets preparedness, or preparedness meet opportunity. But and that's what you are, because when that opportunity knocks, there's no time to say, wait a minute, I need to go do this one thing. No.
Yeah, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
That's right. And you have lived that example before so many. You were ready. You had done the homework. You were prepared. So when that opportunity knocked, you were just ready to go. And that's why you've had so much success.
I still do it. That's part of the work ethic,
Yes,
and that's why we try to teach, even the younger generation, is you still got to do the homework. You still got to prepare yourself. And there's no gig too big or too small for you. If you take on the job, do your best. It doesn't matter. It's not about the pay. It's about your word. It's about your credentials, about your reputation. That's the most important thing.
Yes. And you get the opportunity to teach that to students, don't you? Every day.
Yeah. I've been teaching for 17 plus years at the University of Memphis. I teach Intro to Music Industry, which is a music business.
Yeah.
And basically, there was part of the curriculum that they created. Because part of it was, of course, they have the music business and all that. And everyone learns when you go to universities and colleges, they learn how to play. Mm-hmm. But one thing that they don't really stress enough is the business side of it.
The business side, yeah.
And so they asked me if I would, consider teaching a class. And I said, well, hold on now. If you want me to do it, I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to sugarcoat. They were like, oh, that's fine. How are you going to do it? So almost 18 years later, I'm still there.
And you're still there. You're still at University of Memphis doing it big. And you are one of the most sought after producers out here today. Ooh, that's amazing.
Right.
Yeah, you're doing it, especially in the southern regions and around the nation, around the world. You help keep that Memphis sound going, which is so important. So what's the Memphis sound in your words, in your own words? Because some people listening might say, Memphis sound, what's that? Tell them what the Memphis sound is all about.
The Memphis sound is, part of it is grit and grind. Part of it is soul. And at the same time, it's the gum. Because with Memphis, it's a situation. Here, you have to be a part of everything. Memphis is
you kind of lost the connection there. There for a second, you kind of froze up and the screen kind of shifted there.
Hold on, can you hear me?
Okay. We'll wait to get adjusted. For those who are just tuning in, we are talking with Memphian music producer, 2-time Grammy nominee, Mr. Kurt K.C. Clayton. And he is telling us all about the Memphis sound, the sound that brought him to where he is now, and then how he has honed his skills to become and remain relevant in today's music career and, in the career path of music. So we're kind of going through some technical difficulties, but we'll get back with Casey. He'll be joining us. In the meantime, we're going to take a look at one of his videos here that happened in 2017. It's the Memphis Music Hall of Fame, and you get to hear a little bit of his direction. He's the music director in this video, and it really sounds good. Let me see if I can pull up that video clip so you guys can hear it. And we thank you so much for joining us right here on Bring It to the House. One moment, bear with us while we pull up that clip. Thanks for watching. This is good.
Maurice White.
This is good.
Please welcome first former Christmas recording artist and his lovely wife, who for 20 years have jammed you on Beale Street in Alfred. Oh yes, but beyond that, they're now music ministers. Kevin and Bethany Page, joined by the vocalist and longtime member of the Bar-Kays, Mr. Larry Dodson, and Mr. Larry Springfield.
I really enjoyed. That's one of my favorite videos. I mean, that sound is wow. It's there.
Yeah, it's and there. A lot of people don't know that Maurice White is from Memphis.
Yeah, and I, being in radio back in the day, I remember saying that he was originally from Memphis. Yeah. And that's your homie.
Yeah, that was like my first year as musical director for the Memphis Music Hall of Fame. And I'm like, now you would make it. My first assignment is to try to put together a medley tribute to Maurice White. Like, you don't understand how much music he has created, and it's just. But I'm happy, and like I said, 5 years later, I'm still musical director for the Memphis Music Hall of Fame. And shout out to John Doyle and the staff, and Memphis Rock and Soul Museum and Memphis Music Hall of Fame for allowing me to be a part of the history of Memphis.
What an honor! What an honor! And you got to do a tribute with one of the legendaries of all time, group. I'm sure that your homeboy that you look up to. So.
Oh yeah. And that one we featured. For that tribute, we also featured Larry Dodson of the Bar-Kays and Larry Springfield. and Kevin and Bethany Page that helped do that one. And then a few years later, we did a Aretha Franklin tribute. And of course, I had Chick Rogers and Stephanie Bolton. And, man, so many. I mean, that's one thing about Memphis. There's so many great artists that are just in your backyard. That and it pushes you to be better, and you know, and at the same time, you're trying to make sure that you leave a timeless imprint on not just your city, but hopefully, you know, the music industry as a whole.
Exactly. And before we lost the connection, you were answering that question about the Memphis sound, you know. Because you're still embracing it. So tell us a little bit about what that means, the Memphis sound.
Yeah. Like I said, Memphis is a gumbo sound, because if you're in Memphis, it doesn't matter what your color is. Memphis, you're embedded with rock, you're embedded with R&B, you're embedded with blues, you're embedded with jazz, you're embedded with gospel, you're embedded with country, you know, classical. So that's one thing that I'm so proud of, because it never ceases to amaze me. Everywhere I travel in the world, and you know, people say, "Oh yeah, you know, Atlanta's in the house, or New York's in the house," but as soon as they say Memphis is in the house, they automatically try to bring someone on. If you're from Memphis, they try to bring you on stage, because they understand that Memphis, you're coming in, you know, you're coming in with the goods. So because you're coming in with all those different flavors. You know, and that grit and that grind and that honesty and that true catalog of not just Memphis, but everything in general. So you try to make sure that you represent not just your city, but you represent, you know, everything that has come out of here, the Al Greens and the Stax and the, you know, the High Records, the Sun Studios, and everybody has come before you. You know, you have a built-in calling card that you have to make sure that you uphold.
And you named all those. Oh, Al Green. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Golly. And even though you have all of the roots instilled in you, you still have your own touch of style as well. You bring that diversified sound to the table as well. How do you do that, Kurt?
Well, it's just practice, constantly always trying to challenge yourself, and at the same time being a fan of music and being a fan of entertainment, and not just look at it as a job. Because for me, I feel like I've never worked a day in my life.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing what I love to do.
Yes.
But I also have to make sure that I don't take it for granted either. I make sure that when I'm listening to music, I'm listening to their version of it, and at the same time learn that version, and then at the same time try to encompass my little skills, or, you know, and I was taught like years ago to try to play like one song as many different ways as you possibly can. Even if you're playing Mary Had a Little Lamb, try to play Mary Had a Little Lamb in every aspect. Try to play the country version, try to play a blues version of Mary Had a Little Lamb, try to play a rock version, or R&B version, and see how many ways that you can kind of interpret that one song, because that's the most important thing, is your interpretation.
Yeah, that's true. I love how you put that. And you're so busy. You're so business. I'm so glad to see that. I know that's a lot of your success too, because you really keep up with the business. And what I'm getting at, you are a member of the Grammy Recording, the Recording Academy. Yes.
Recording Academy.
Yeah. So, you know, it's
I've
not
been a
many.
member for
How many?
plus?
How 20?
Yeah, I think close to like years plus. I was a former chapter president. I think I was chapter president in like 2003, 2004. I was
Speak
chapter
up a little
president
bit.
actually when I was chapter president actually even when Hurricane Katrina had hit, and that was a really trying time for us, because of course, you know, we had a lot of displaced musicians from Louisiana during Hurricane Katrina. And so we came up with the concept of trying to turn Bill Street into Bourbon Street for a night and raise money for a lot of our displaced brothers and sisters. And we were proud. And so we called in all of it. We brought in Howard Hewitt, Glenn Jones, and the Daz Band and SOS Band, Atlantic Star. I called in every favor everybody I knew. I said, listen, we need your help. And everybody was like, what do you need, brother? We're there for you. And so we had all the different clubs up and down Bill Street was hosting different artists for the night. And everyone played for free, and they donate their services. And I believe we raised over like about $30,000 for music kids to help, get a lot of musicians on their feet for their time, because a lot of them they didn't have a place to stay. Some of them, they didn't want to hand out. They were like, "Wait, I just need to be able to buy a guitar so I can work."
So they can work
because they lost it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a for me it was an honor to even be a part of the academy. At the same time, it was a blessing to be put in that position at that particular time, and to help out my brothers and sisters in need.
Yeah, you have such a big heart. We love you for that. You have a great heart. And I just personally want to thank you. I was trying to become a member myself, and you put in a good word for me, so I appreciate that so much.
Oh yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really appreciate
we
that.
Need you.
Thank you. I hope I can bring something to the table. I mean, I don't have the skills you have, but you kind of froze up there. I hope we don't lose your signal again.
I have no doubt.
Okay. Well, thank you.
No doubt.
Well, thank you. I was going to say too, and not only are you you got everything covered, businessman, talented, and you're a family man. Can you still hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to say this is where you got it all tied. You got every corner knocked down. You got business, your career, of course, and then you are a family man, So we got to say congratulations. You shared some pictures with us, and I want to just share that with the audience. It looks like okay, there we go. I'm just going to show your beautiful family during the holiday. Look at that. Oh, that's a beautiful family. Oh my gosh, gorgeous. And here's another one.
Robin. Yeah, that's how we roll around Christmas time. We have to have
amazing. I love it. The grandbaby is chilling, okay?
Oh yeah.
And then of course we got to get this one in. Beautiful wife.
Yeah, that's my beautiful wife, Robin.
Yes. Beautiful union. Yes, congratulations. Yes, that's an honor.
She truly has my back.
Yeah.
That's
what works, A good couple, they support each other and have each other's back, and so that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. What's next for you, Kurt? I mean, you've covered everything. I mean, but what do you see over the next 5 years?
Actually, I'm in the process of kind of trying to not really reinvent the wheel, but what I'm trying to do is do some unification stuff. Somebody in the Memphis area. So that's another project that I'm working on. I don't want to get too much out of the way.
Yes, I understand.
Because we're still in the process of making sure that all the legal aspects of it is together, that I've gotten with my attorneys. Angela Green, who is a great entertainment attorney. If you need an entertainment attorney, Angela Green is one of the tops.
Angela Green.
But doing that, still doing tours and preparing for a lot of different productions right now. But the main thing, like I said, we have the studio here, and we're doing, of course, film scoring and TV commercials and all that kind of stuff as well as just regular production for various people. So got a lot of irons in the fire. God is good. I can't complain. I'm not slowing down anytime soon. So.
No time to slow down. Yeah, this is you still got a lot of work to do. Yeah, you're still young. Yeah. You're very young still. So yeah. Any more children on the way? Are you good for now?
I'm good. Hey! Don't put that on me.
Nothing wrong with it. Good. Yeah, that's a wonderful thing. Any shout outs before we go? Time is kind of running out, but is there any shout outs you want to reach out to anyone and thank?
To my beautiful wife Robin, I love you. Of course, my kids and my grandkids, they know that I love them, and Dad is always there for them. And shout out to you for this platform that you were presenting. And always proud of you. Like I said, we haven't seen each other for years, but at the end of the day, family is always family. And we're going to always be in each other's lives.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah. Any words of encouragement? I know you have a lot today, but just anything in addition.
The one thing that I always say, and every time I speak at do a speaking engagement or anything, the one thing I try to leave on everyone's plate, especially when it comes to the industry, is your talent gets you in the door, but your attitude keeps you in the door. And that's one thing, and those are words that I try to live my life by, because everyone has talent.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what keeps people wanting to work with you and wanting to be around you is your attitude. If you have the right attitude.
But I was in agreement with that. Attitude is everything, and don't forget the work ethic. Yeah, you got to have that strong work ethic, which is tied to the attitude. So it's still all good. I hope he gets back in. We only have like a minute or so left in the show. That's Kurt Clayton, KC. We know him as the M-Town. Hopefully he can get back through. And of course, this is Millie Mills. Bring it in the house. I hate that he didn't get finished saying what he needed to say. Well, in case you're tuning in and you just missed it, Kurt KC Clayton, 2-time Grammy Award nominee, music director, professor. He's a music director on tour with groups like Confunction, Howard Heward, formerly of Shalimar. And so we'll see you back here next time. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Millhouse Entertainment 1748. And you can see past shows on our website, the YouTube channel, Millhouse Entertainment. Just type in Millhouse Entertainment and you'll be able to get us. We thank you so much. We're going to get out of here before the signal completely goes. And we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in to Bring It in the House. See you next time.